to start out here on Lotus. And already there is going to be a little bit of a brawl onto Levin. He's got pressured, 3 players there, sliding in off the stun. It's nice, wonderful. An opening pick onto Serial. The spike down. Does he want to stay aggressive? Keep that control? He was thinking about it. The right call is made. Back off and keep the advantage.
Yeah, I think when you don't have another stun to put you back into position, it's not really worth it. Drone instead going to be used. And it seems like Camo has a decent idea that Yumpy is just around this corner. Waiting, maybe not, in fact. Pushing into the smoke, and the second one, wow, that's a little bit of luck that has got a very long way. A headshot onto Nats, leaving just 2 standing. I don't really see a way back into this one. The dink is only going to make things that little bit worse for Kiko. In fact, it will be flawless. Of different games than what they've faced before. And so every little's going to help in building up those rounds. That's Salvo. Oh, it's not.
Vermeyelim abi, eko vermeyelim ama çok güzel net öldü aldık.
And of course it's Profek.
Yeah, confidence play, but it does get punished. Already starting to see a but with 2 players now on this site looking to try and play together, I think this is now going to be a bridge too far for Liquid. Serial.
Yok öyle bir şey. Serial dilenme. Ne yapıyorsun ya? Ne alaka? Çünkü kazanan Riyad'a gidiyor. O yüzden bu 5. Yani final gibi bir şey şu an bu. Kazananlar finali gibi. Oyun sesi çok az. Baştan bir tane daha. Ay, keltoşumdur o benim. Onu da vur. Onu da vur. 3 ve 3.
He's given them an opportunity, especially for a player that didn't have one of the guns.
Başı pushluyor C'den.
Yumpy now with a rifle. I think another in hand as well, and maybe even looking for the retrieval.
Spikersiz de ses açık veritim.
Sociable. He's going to be utilizing that drone. I think.
Harbi istemiyor musunuz ya spiker? Ben kötü sarmıyor beni ya spikersiz.
And with the smoke covering, Liquid will get themselves into the post farm.
Ben anlatmam ha.
Salvo's used up as well.
İstiyoruz abi, baksana istiyor, chat de istiyor ya.
want to come from spawn and they don't want to deal with it. BBL wrapping all the way around, sending 3 players into heaven, and they're going to be seized up.
Oylama açsanıza chat'e, spiker olsun mu olmasın mı diye. Bakayım chat ne diyor.
Cypher's already cleared out that right side, and Nats knows now that no one is coming
from behind him. He's ready. Bunu vurun ama. Helal oğlum. Yampi yap lan.
Them into some individual fights, and Kiko takes full advantage of it. The time ticking. The jump peak to confirm there's no defuse just yet. He is toying with him at the moment. And
nice.
Will hit the shot, but the time is already gone. Beautiful manipulation of the clock by Kiko, and it cost them all the weapons.
Maybe some bulldogs or maybe some light shields, but I think realizing, okay, good chance opponents have gone for an outlaw. Let's not risk it, and let's try something a bit cheeky.
Already up
close.
It's a bit of a risky play.
Helal lan Saşı, olsun güzel. Yapacak bir şey yok abi, 2 kişi geldi.
Barrier mesh blocking off Hobbit. And now having to break off the
çok güzel oğlum.
Beautiful setup.
Dikkat, bir tane daha var. Helal Lev. Helal oğlum. Net Kamil'i kaldı. Helal oğlum. Tertemiz, tertemiz. Bravo.
This was a round where they put their economy on the line. They invested. And BBL come out on top.
Başka yerden izleme imkanımız yok abi. Teknik veriyorlar.
Very much so. The thing is though, you look at Team Liquid's attack side and it's always early that they find those rounds. We see that hope. We see the power of this combo, of this composition right out of the gates. And it's being put to a stop like never before. The 3 win streak since they've pulled it into play. Under threat. They're able to get cobble together a decent buy. Look at this rifle on Serial. 4 players. In fact, it's soon to be 5. Walking up a big challenge now for Levin and Yumpy on the side. Yumpy's got his stun ready to roll. Ah, but Levin's been caught. Now Yumpy's alone. Blinded as well. Nearsighted and no one's near enough to be seen. A beautiful opening for Team Liquid.
Yeah, catching Levin with the annihilation. It meant that the pace was gone and the trade wasn't anywhere in sight because he didn't even get to fight. Plant will be coming in and the bodyguards are making sure that nobody can take those fights before it does. It will be a second round on the board for Team Liquid. I guess you can kind of see why they waited to part.
And they would be in
Spikersiz açıp onu sikleyemem. Saçmalama.
It looks like they're right back on the horse. Levin caught on that big swing. Dealt with immediately. And now the A site, well, it seems to be lost. Basically, as the barriers go up.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder available. I was going to say that perfect for a retake, but they're not even going for the retake. I guess realizing that you have a lot of pieces missing in terms of the weaponry, they've forced them back off the site.
Helal Magnum. Bir tane daha. Helal lan sana.
Utilized. Magnum's done well, though. The trade's back, still coming through for Liquid. But the spike is down, at least for now. For Profek, trying to find a way to reposition back into the site, but now that plant is being baited, attempting to try and get him in, and although he'll find one again, that trade from Liquid is within a millisecond.
İyi yerde. Soshi sever bu roundları.
Clutch things out. He has the cross on the spike, still has the salvos and a stun. He's got the util for this.
Oldu ya.
He does, but using it would give away his position. Salvo's popped out on the other side. Sociable gets close, but they're already in the smoke. The timing here is key. And he got in as one was planting, but Kiko quick on the trigger. Manages to find the pick. Manages to equalize the scoreline now.
They're just standing waiting for him.
Neydi lan bir de?
Oh, another round to be played out. This time, weaknesses.
Yani it's...
On the side of BBL, and you can see immediately that shine through the outlaw picking off Profek on the jump peak. The reaction here, I mean, there's not really much that BBL can do. Sit back and wait for them to walk in. Hope that they can find something. Usually you'll see the stacks, but it's such a big map. Utility to cover off the C site. But there was presence here, so of course Magnum's not going to be rotating. He'll stick in position. The camera, I like this though on A. The camera watching through the doorway, the broken doorway of Hobbit. And as soon as it sees contact, Levin would be swinging through. Unfortunately, though, it won't be seeing contact anytime soon. And the pressure will all rest on the shoulders of Magnum with a sheriff in hand and 2 traps. If I'm not mistaken, well, they can quite easily get over those.
Yeah, well, Waylay can get directly onto the site, and there you go. That's what I was talking about with those additional dashes. Now, the spike has been dropped. The main thing against Liquid at this point is that time. The problem, though, is Nance has already sort of bought them enough to get into the site. Not really anything that they can do other than maybe trying to utilize that overdrive. And there goes Levin. 14 seconds left for them to get the spike in. He can just try and be disruptive, but Kiko has done exactly what was necessary, clearing towards that waterfall. And even though the time ended up becoming quite dangerous, they should close this round without too much trouble at all.
Follow through.
Oh, I like that. It's just a fake TP. Look at Magnum in the top left of your map. He's going back to clear spawn at the moment. He's having to spend extra time just to be nervous. In fact, Yumpy was watching that way as well. They've just fallen completely for a ruse that was never even a ruse. It's just the use of an ultimate as sheer bait. Kiko's been caught though. Serial immediately again with the trade, and Magnum on the site is trying to find some damage through the walls, but has decided he's got to try and escape this one. Ults being utilized on either side with the Armageddon to try and clear that backline. It's Nats that actually gets rid of Profek on the flank.
That was an immediate response as well from Camo. Stopped them from capitalizing towards Waterfall with his ult being put down. There's a bit of a gap there. Magnum able to spot the back of Camo, light him down to 1 HP, takes down Serial, but Camo, well, he fires right back, surviving with 1 health. It was a narrow margin, but they get there in the end. Team Liquid
in the dash of how much space Camo is able to take before anybody can really do anything about it, whereas the Jet dash, it's so much harder to get that done. 5-3, attack side looking prominent once again, and although there's been some relative success in the early rounds, this is looking like a solid choice at the moment for Liquid.
Oh yeah, this is looking like a very confident performance from this squad. As we said, it looked a little bit scary when we started it out, but all fear has now subsided. This is a confident position to play from at 5-3. Seemingly on the board already, pending no massive hero plays.
Ya bir de 2 sentinel oynuyorlar abi. 6-6 lazım ya.
It doesn't look like the rounds are going to stop flowing anytime soon. The pressure is all on BBL. And that's sort of how we thought it would be coming in. But in the first 4 rounds, they had me. I was a little concerned for Team Liquid. That concern is no longer present. You have to look at sort of how, I think one of the first rounds that they got on the board, the first convincing one that started this streak, it was them coming in with that deadlock ultimate. They have it online again. It was able to pick off a player easily on the C site. Now, the positions have changed quite a bit, but it's the fact that you'll send the Tejo drone through, clear out that C site, either grab a pick with the ultimate of stopping and slowing that play, and Team Liquid aren't even going there. They're looking elsewhere. This deadlock ult thrown through on the B side.
Boş.
Oh, not yet.
Atma oraya.
Where's it going?
Gambled wrong.
He's going for the rebound.
Nice lan Magnum.
Time that's taken. Magnum has done an incredible job.
Helal oğlum. Helal.
Paditech will take him down, but the damage is done. Magnum's quick rotation back to B after starting on the C side.
Böyle bir round lazımdı.
Very quickly turned the tide. Okay, the drone's gone the wrong way. That's about all that Paddy can hope for. On 1 versus 4, an ace needed, half HP. He's not even going to get the first. It will be Levin to break that chain, as finally BBL are back on the board.
Oh, whoever said you will never break the chain, they were very right play, but there's going to be plenty of players waiting, and deeper salvos. The adjustment there, but the refract allows him to get out for free.
Yapma.
Oh, it's a whiff shot though. Levin so far ahead of everyone else, and now the Armageddon's been utilized to force anybody out of the door, but also force anybody out into the open that was around the boxes. A great start to the round for Liquid. It's looking like they're going to respond with sheer domination. You may take 1 round off of us, but the next you're only going to get a singular kill at the depths. 7-4. Crispy.
11-1 defensive half when they first... It was the first time they brought the comp out, whichever team it was.
Burak hadi ya.
We know there's not necessarily a weakness to playing double sentinel. They need this round on BBL.
Nice lan Profek. Helal lan sana.
And with Profek up top,
Budur ya.
taking the triple, it looks like they've locked it in.
Budur.
This is BBL bouncing back at the final hour, and a gap in Liquid certainly shaped up a decent attack. And Tom, it's not like we're expecting the double sentinel comp to be very weak on the defense. It looks like an uphill battle for BBL.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the Neon will differ from the Jet.
Getting
past these sensors is always going to be difficult. To see if the pace can work out already.
Tamam.
They're trying to utilize those salvos to create a more disjointed push. And well, I don't know how Nats is that confident in the position of Profek, but he was correct. Yumpi's social. I brought this back into the realms of possibility. Bear in mind, Nats and Paddy are incredibly low on HP. And Paditech peeks and wins the fight. I thought for sure a single bullet would have been enough to take him down. Yumpi's going to walk right back into the firing line. And although normally BBL are good for a pistol, the one they probably needed if this map was going to go.
They were able to get in deep with the waylay. That same control, as you were saying, it needs to be found here by Levin on the Neon, regardless of where they go. And Camo, the one to hold the line. Weaker weapons that he's up against, and he's got plenty of backup. That's a death squad in towards Hobbit. They broke open the door, and with it, broke any chance of BBL having, well, even a pick in this round. It's a flawless performance in round 2.
The easiest of times. Interestingly, though, we're seeing some fairly hefty aggression out from Kiko already. They're taking full B control early into the round. It does look like they're almost setting up for a C site retake, as nobody currently sits within it. And Nats is, well, just doing Nats things.
He can spot one, but he can't quite follow up on the pick. The thing is, he's delayed the plant. He's allowed the rotations to come in. Paranoia is good, but there's a player further back.
Nice lan.
Takes a
Lan
shot
ne
to the
nice
head, but the
amına
wall
koyayım.
protects him.
Helal oğlum, helal lan.
Stepping up for the double though, that must pull them across the
Ya
line.
beynim
The
yandı ya.
3 pick
Ne
stages
istedim
found.
amına
The
koyayım.
low HP onto Patatek. Serial would have to have a lights out performance in this round. Short of any big mistakes from BBL, this one surely locked in.
Unuttum atak defans değiştiğini.
Trying desperately.
Lan ne oldu?
Find a kill or two. Okay, Magnum's gone down to the salvos. That will make things at least a little bit more costly. Chances
Koruyun ya.
around
Koruyun
victory
ya.
are slim to none. And while
Tamam,
for
korumayın.
Panitek, he might even want to just wait until
Tamam,
the last
güzel,
second
güzel,
and
güzel,
just
güzel.
grab that rifle and run away. 9 HP trying to kill
Da
everybody
çok
else.
kill verdik ya.
Seems fairly unlikely. I should fairly comfortably be able to get away with that one. So it's about as well for either side, I think, that you could hope.
A little bit of damage. It's a round win for BBL, something they very much need. They very much need to follow up with this one as well. Close the gap and stop Team Liquid from moving into the home stretch of the game. And they have to be conscious about these trap wires on the way through.
Ne oldu?
The camera up top has been heard being activated. And that seems to be enough to send them back in the other direction. They're not going to commit on BBL to this push. And they've dragged 3 players into position.
B'ye girelim.
If they hasten their pace, even towards that B side, it's wide open. And a kill squad waiting for the peak on A. They're avoiding all the dangers from what we're seeing on this mid approach.
Yeah, only a singular trip, but obviously the rotation from C to B is incredibly fast for this defensive side. A swing here wide, it should be into a firing score, but Kiko gets both. I thought for sure he'd go down. He was walking into basically the full team. Now with a 2-player advantage.
Ekstra lazım şu an.
Serial already rotated in towards that broken door. This is a horrific spot for BBL to try and dig themselves out of.
30 seconds.
And look how passive they are as well on Liquid. Right now, BBL are almost playing against themselves. They're sitting there waiting. Because what would they do in this moment? Someone would peek. Someone often does. So instead, they just sit and wait. And as time ticks away, eventually they have to make a move. And that's when Patatek strikes, sensing the presence towards this C site. A beautiful punish. The fact that Serial just sits outside Hobbit, the players sit up in heaven. I mean, this is just perfect play from Liquid.
They spotted Yumpy as well. Well, they're not going to catch him with the slow. And actually, Yumpy's managed to win that fight. Profec's done well, but it's left all onto the IGO. A couple of low players, but if they time this correctly, it should be impossible, and it will be.
Like I said, just super passive, controlled play. You can tell that this is a team playing from the same playbook. They're reading the same hymn sheet, and there is no deviation from the game plan from anyone. No advantages offered up. Those picks need to be taken by BBL, and they've had a tough time doing it again because of just how well Team Liquid are playing together and with each other. 10-6. My 3-0 prediction's not looking good.
Tek bıraktılar komple.
Well, they've got off to a strong start here. Armageddon available as well for
Serial'ın ultisi var abi.
For the post plant could be huge. They're going to try and use the annihilation.
Nice Profek, önemli kill. Onu vur. Nice oğlum Lem. Kırın lan şunu, kakunu kırın. Kırıldı da. Nice Magnum. Çok iyi lan Profek. 2v1.
Patatek to try and fight this one back.
Nice. Eko çaldık. Güzel. Güzel. Çok iyi oğlum. Bravo Levin.
Kiko, bit of a crazy play himself. He was running it down, but they've got Nats.
Çocuğu da öldürelim. Çok güzel, bravo ne yaptık. Bravo.
Nothing for his trouble, and C is open for business. Don't like that spike pathing.
Clearly. Yeah, clearly a lighter buy. Especially, I think he just doesn't know he has it. He's already got his ultimate. I don't think there was any plans for Yumpy to try and plant the spike there. Salvos will delay at least a little bit, and while any other aggression is just being met with sheer resilience from the side of BBL. As said, this is only a weak purchase. Not too much to really play with here.
Bravo.
Yeah, they won't be getting anything for their trouble. a flawless round potentially. Just one man stands in the way. And even then, question of damage
what gun buddy is that?
We would need quite a bit. That is a bronze. Is that a bronze gun buddy? An iron? Is that
That's
iron?
what I was thinking.
It looks like it's iron. I don't think I've ever.
My eyes are down.
Well, this is, I think, going to be the. We're getting close to that big turning point for Team Liquid. Stalling out a couple of rounds, but now rifles in hand. Ultimates online.
Ya sen baba sus siktir git artık ya. Bir dur amına koyayım, maçın başı biz niye yenemiyoruz TL'yi deyip duruyor amına koyayım.
Either team, I want to be walking out with a victory. I like what Serial's doing. He's trying to catch him off guard with the angle, but Magnum seems acutely aware of this. He's, oh, maybe not. He's spamming in, steps right to the edge of the cage. He got me worried. It was all just to take down that sensor. A second one put into play with the pressure over on the C site. All this A posturing was just a ruse. It hasn't dragged them out though. There's still 3 players close by. 4 in fact.
Ready, raring to go. And then the bigger thing is Panatek already having that Armageddon online. Instead, it's not going to be utilized first. It's going to be utilized in combination, leaving this attack side completely trapped and trying to scurry away. Even still, though, it's only been the 1 kill. They managed to avoid that utility well, and Yumpi has stepped up when needed. Already finding a double in this round.
Önemli vermeyin, satmayın.
3 ve 2 from him and Serial to combine the util and get a kill, but there's still 3 more to find.
Yapma.
Armageddon, the only thing that stepped up for Team Liquid
Şampi'nin bir canı var abi.
Low HP on a player on each side. It's
nice
a very even battle, but Profek quickly dismisses one from the duel. It's Kiko left to do it all. A 4-piece
Süre.
Defuse.
Helal lan sana Profek.
So is Profek. And 9th round now for BBL.
Ekolar.
Their attack side heating up.
Çok ulti harcadılar, çok iyi oldu.
With an Armageddon and it gets you 1 kill and you lose the round. That's got to be painful. And well, we mentioned Yumpi's individual presence. He's having a crazy game on the breach, 18 and 13, but so's Profek, 19 and 13. Both of them just popping off. Now Liquid are trying to change the game up. They've been playing things fairly slow so far, but look to try and get aggressive and catch the opponents in spawn. It has not worked. They have got full presence on towards the A site. Spike will be planted with little to no resistance. Levin, this is a spot.
Bok gibi spot.
He's gone in with the flash. I love it.
Girdi oyuna girdi bu çocuk. Güzel.
With how quickly he's able to disengage from that fight. With 1 player up top helping him out, and Serial realizes it's a no-go.
Çok iyi oğlum, çok iyi. 10-10.
Backing off,
hadi.
hoping they push him, and they will. I'll give him a chance.
Çok iyi.
Put him in the ground.
Geldik.
Immediately a flawless round for BB.
And come up against 2 ultimates, and that cost them 1 player. I don't think there's too many times you'd be saying that, and the form of some of their individuals has definitely helped out. I think Yumpi with those clutch moments. Levin is just walking through. And well, I guess that's kind of what you get.
Yani çok şey bir giriş ya.
It's a curious
Profek.
The man hasn't had the best of games.
Oğlum bugün ne oynuyor be?
Definitely has is Profek. He's been there. I feel like so many times they've gotten the disadvantage, and he's been the one to pull it back. Often not just the
orada
one,
A'yı oynuyoruz.
at least the second.
B'ye girdik ama A oynuyoruz.
The smoke in, the door open. That's going to deny all pressure on that B site, and it sends BBL into A, into the deadlock util, into the Cypher util as well. They have had an easy time so far.
Abi hayır,
Soşu öldü.
Camo has at least put the favor back.
Öl ya.
Now the spam on either side has done damage, but
geldiler abi, side'dalar. Dön. Evet oğlum. Çok iyi. Kaç. Helal lan Magnum.
The trade's coming back and forth, but now it's left all onto 1, and while the amount of HP that Magnum has should make this impossible, the cross is not happening.
No utility. I reckon there's no one here. Yeah.
It does feel weird to have him away from the team. And I think, again, you look at the parallels between Camo and him. Although Camo's not been having the best game, you can see where the value came from his role, with him dashing into sites, and then I think Kiko teleporting alongside him, and then Kiko was getting a lot of the frags because of it. that hasn't really been the case here. A lot of it has felt like Profek and Şampi just having insane individual rounds. Okay, I was wondering for a second if Camo had lost the plot, but that was just for info.
Oh, this is going to be the Armageddon put through on the attacking side just for space. You know that's not going to get a pick most of the time. What it will do is get you the plant.
Güzel flash tutuyor. Güzel flash tutuyor.
They're starting to retake early.
At abi flash. Çok iyi, bravo oğlum. İyi trade'ler. Ama vurun onları.
Team Liquid managing a couple back in the other direction though, and the players
Profek'in yeri iyi. Profek'in yeri iyi.
With no way out, the cam put up and immediately broken. They'll not get any info for their trouble, and a two-man push-up around water. They're going to try to isolate a fight. They're going to try to force.
Güzel smoke'dan Profek.
For now, it's not being off.
Süre oğlum, süre. Çok iyi, çok iyi.
Okay, they know. They know there's one player either side. They've got the info.
Çok iyisin lan.
Instead, it's BBL with the big advantage. A great read by Profek. I have to say, I think the downfall here being the team.
Oğlum aferin lan, aferin lan Profek. Çok iyi movement'lar ya.
Yeah, I guess for the side of Liquid, it has been battered and bruised at the worst possible time. An Outlaw even purchased up for 11, which, hey, he hasn't been having the best games, but when they've put this in his hands versus Pistols, he's been pretty good.
Yapma.
Padatek's done well, though. But again, the trade this time is immediate.
What do they do with this, though? It doesn't look like they're planting on B. It doesn't look like they're going to keep that control. It's a deep push into the spawn, a wrap around and into the waiting arms of Nats. He's found himself one with the tag on the cam, but it's not the weapon for spamming, really.
Nice lan Magnum.
Tries to get close,
Olsun,
but
güzel.
gets caught. Luckily, they'll
Ama
trade
silah
out
aldılar.
Magnum. I don't know how many players he saw there. But I think he got
aynen öyle, A bomboş.
and the wrap around from Team Liquid.
Lem dikkat, Lem dikkat, bakarlar.
Get ahead of this, looking the wrong way, and Levin spots them.
Oh, it makes me nervous.
Abi sakın, sakın Durant önemli.
They had the B site, didn't want it.
Oy Şampi çok iyi oğlum.
But I guess it doesn't matter.
Güzel 2v1. Çok önemliydi o ikinci kill.
Takes two of them down. Sometimes that is all you
Müthiş
need.
inisiyatif ya.
Profek waiting as Kiko looks to try and make some sort of play, looks to try and bait them into a fight, but it is all too
aferin
easy
Şampi
for
lan.
11. BBL 12-11. BBL with a chance to take map number 1, their opponent's choice in the series. Something they did last time around, but in slightly different fashion. It was a dominant performance.
Buraya oynuyoruz. Oraya ulti attı. Abi yakaladı Levni ya.
That has caught out Levin though.
Ya niye B site'ı vurmadık abi?
No one even remotely close. Levin was in such an aggressive spot with the rest of the team, not really anywhere near. Now they do have a rolling thunder of their own, but it seems like the plan instead is for Magnum to take some additional contact.
Dur bakayım.
Definitely getting a little bit further than expected. Already spotting out a
solda biliyor.
And that will reveal where Camo is, still stunned up.
Yapma, yapma. Tamam. 3v3.
Magnum again though.
Biliyorduk da infosunu ya.
Back into a 3v3.
Show me an ult that doesn't hit Levin. And if you do, it's only because he was dead already. Magnum.
Aferin lan. Aferin lan Magnum. 2v1.
But he gets exactly what he needs from it. I cannot believe that BBL have made this comeback. A 2 versus 1. Padatek, the only man standing. 10 bullets.
Nice.
2 opponents to drop, and he won't even get close. 13 to 11.
Çok iyi be.
What an unbelievable